Chosen one, I invite you to pause and reflect as you listen to the divine whisper that has led you here today. This message is not for everyone, but if you are tuned to the call of something greater, if your heart beats in sync with a higher purpose, then it is for you. You may have felt the isolation, the quiet battles, and the silent seasons in your life where it seemed the world didn't see you. Or worse, didn't understand the depth of what you carried inside. Perhaps you've wondered why your journey has felt so different, or why your power has been hidden. But let me reassure you, dear one, that what you have been experiencing is no accident. God has been nurturing a secret power within you, a divine force placed deep within your spirit long before you even knew it was there. This power is not meant for public display. It is not loud, nor is it for the crowds. It is a quiet covenant between you and God, a secret kept for your protection and growth, for in silence, you are being shaped, prepared, and fortified in ways that the world cannot see. God has been cultivating this power, nurturing it in the hidden places where no enemy can touch it, where no jealous soul can sabotage it. You may have walked through seasons where you felt misunderstood, rejected, or even invisible, and perhaps you've questioned the purpose of it all. But let me tell you, you are not hidden because you are weak, and your silence does not signify your insignificance. On the contrary, your invisibility is your strength. It is in the quiet moments, the uncelebrated hours, that God is doing His most profound work within you, just as a seed must grow underground, unseen, before it can break through the soil and reach the light. So too must your power mature in secret before it can be revealed in its full glory. You have been preserved from the distractions, the pressures, and the noise that would have torn at the very fabric of your destiny. And now, at this moment, you are here, not by chance, but by divine appointment. Heaven has led you to this message because you are chosen. You are being prepared for something great, a calling that will not be revealed until the right time. The hidden power that rests within you is not just for you, but for the purpose of transforming the world around you. The time for exposure is coming. But for now, God is protecting you, nurturing you, and teaching you to walk in His quiet strength. Chosen one, as you stand in the quiet of this moment, feel the weight of what has been hidden within you, the divine power that has always been there, planted by God long before you ever took your first breath. It was not given to you by the world, nor is it a product of your talents, personality, or intelligence. It is something far deeper, far more profound. This power is a divine covenant, a sacred agreement made between your soul and God before you were even conceived, before the world could ever lay its eyes on you. God set aside a mantle for you, one that was not to be worn in public view or celebrated by the masses. It was meant for your life, your journey, and your calling, and for that calling, you were chosen. God's covenant is not just a gift, it is a legacy of purpose embedded within the core of who you are. From the moment you came into existence, this covenant began to shape you. Though you may not have fully recognized it at the time, it has guided your steps, whispered truths into your heart, and led you through moments of confusion and pain. Yet, through it all, this power has remained a secret. Not a secret because it is insignificant, but because it is too precious to be exposed before its appointed time. As you walked your path, you might have questioned your purpose, felt abandoned by others, or wondered why your journey seemed so isolated, it was because God was protecting you. This hidden season, this silent growth, was all part of the divine preparation for something far greater than what you can yet see. Divine power, you see, does not come from the accolades of men or the validation of society. It does not thrive in the public sphere or demand applause. It is something that comes from alignment with God's will, not from seeking attention, not from chasing praise. This power was never meant to be exposed early. For when it is too visible, it can become vulnerable to attack. When you feel different, when you feel like no one understands you, it is not a sign that you are less than others. It is a sign that you are being shaped for a greater calling. Your purpose has been growing in the unseen, in places where no one could touch it, while others were distracted by the noise of the world. You were quietly being prepared to carry the weight of something extraordinary. Consider this: the greatest warriors of faith, those who carried the mightiest burdens and wielded the most powerful legacies, did not begin in the spotlight. Moses, a man called to deliver a nation, spent years in the wilderness before he stood before Pharaoh and led the people of Israel to freedom. David, the man anointed to be king, spent his youth in the fields tending sheep, unnoticed and uncelebrated, long before he was ever crowned. Even Jesus, the Son of God, spent 30 years in humble silence before stepping into the public ministry that would change the world forever. These men did not enter their calling seeking recognition. They did not demand attention or validation. They were shaped in the solitude of preparation, in the silence where God could work within them without interference from the world. Your power is not for public display. It is a gift that comes from within, and it is revealed when the time is right, not when the world demands it. Just as a seed needs to be planted and nurtured in the dark earth before it can break through the surface and bloom, so too does your power need to be cultivated in secret before it can fully manifest. You may have spent years wondering why you have been overlooked, why your efforts have gone unnoticed, and why your path seems so different from others. But understand this: God was preserving you. God was preserving the power He placed within you, guarding it from premature exposure so that it could grow and mature into something unshakable. This hidden power inside you is not something that can be swayed by the opinions of others. It is not something that requires human approval or validation. The world may not recognize it, but heaven sees it. Your value is not determined by how many people praise you or acknowledge your presence. Your value is determined by the covenant God has made with your spirit. He knows who you are, even when others fail to see it. He knows the power He has placed in you, even when you feel weak or overlooked. And when the appointed time comes, when God decides to reveal the power He has been growing within you, it will be undeniable. No one will be able to ignore what He has placed inside of you. In the process of growing your power in silence, you were not abandoned or forgotten. You were being refined. Your character was being built in the quiet moments, where you had no one to impress, no one to prove yourself to, and no one to validate your existence. It was in these times of solitude that God worked on your resilience, your patience, and your ability to stand firm in your calling. Your journey has not been a mistake. Every trial, every disappointment, every season of waiting was a part of the divine preparation for what God is about to reveal through you. The power that is growing in you is not just a tool for personal success or worldly achievement. It is a power meant to change the world. But before you can step into that power, God needs you to understand it. He needs you to understand that true power does not come from being seen. It comes from being aligned with His will. True power is not about chasing the spotlight, but about walking in obedience to God's plan. Regardless of whether others recognize it, your silence has been your strength, and it will continue to be your strength as you move forward. So, as you stand on the brink of the next chapter of your journey, know that your power is not something to be feared, and it is not something to be hidden forever. The time will come when God will reveal it to the world. But until then, you must continue to grow in the silence, in the humility, and in the trust that God is doing something mighty within you. What is growing inside of you is greater than what anyone can see right now. And when the time is right, you will step into your divine calling with the strength and wisdom to carry it out. The world will witness what only God could place within you. Until that time comes, walk in peace, walk in faith, and know that you are being prepared for something far greater than you can imagine. Chosen one. As the power within you grows in silence, it is in the quietest moments that God is shaping you, preparing you for a calling far beyond what you can see in this moment. You may have wondered, at times, why your journey felt so solitary, so different from those around you. Perhaps you've even questioned why, despite all your efforts, it felt as though your progress was unseen and your purpose overlooked. The truth, dear one, is that in your isolation, you were not abandoned. Rather, you were being carefully nurtured in ways that would be impossible in the noise of the world. God was not distant, He was close, guiding you with every quiet step you took. There is a profound wisdom in this hidden season, for it is here that your spirit is prepared, your purpose refined, and your calling clarified. It is in the solitude that you are learning to trust in the divine process, to surrender your will to God's timing, and to understand that your journey is being shaped by hands much greater than your own. Just as the greatest prophets of the past did not begin their journey in the public eye, neither will you. Moses, destined to lead a nation, spent years in the wilderness before stepping into the role that God had ordained for him. David, the king anointed by God, was first a shepherd in the fields, watching over sheep, unseen by the world. Even Jesus, the Son of God, spent 30 years in quiet humility before revealing his true calling to the world. These men did not find their strength in popularity or acclaim. They found it in their obedience to God. In the years of preparation that others could not see, they were shaped in isolation, not because they were abandoned, but because their calling was too great to be revealed prematurely. The same is true for you, chosen one. Your divine purpose is too precious to be rushed. God is growing your power in secret, because He understands the fragility of the seed that has been planted within you. A seed must be nurtured in the darkness of the soil before it can break through the surface and reach the light. So too must your calling grow in the hidden places before it is ready to shine. This time of isolation, though it may feel lonely, is necessary for the formation of the character and resilience you will need to walk in the fullness of your purpose. The quiet moments are not empty. They are filled with the lessons of patience, humility, and divine trust. You are learning, perhaps without fully realizing it, how to stand firm in the face of adversity, how to resist the urge to seek validation from others, and how to trust that God is working in ways you cannot yet see. This season is not a punishment. It is protection. God is protecting you from the distractions and the noise of the world that would only serve to confuse or dilute your true purpose. It is in these moments of solitude that you are being refined, your spirit being strengthened by the invisible hands of God's guidance. You may have wondered why it feels like no one understands you, why it seems as though you are invisible to those around you. But understand this, chosen one, God has intentionally hidden you for a time. He has allowed you to be in the background, to be overlooked by others, not because you are insignificant, but because He is protecting the divine work He is doing within you. Too many times, people seek the spotlight before they are ready, and in doing so, they become vulnerable to the pressures, the temptations, and the criticisms that come with being seen. You have been shielded from these things because God knows that in your current state, you are not yet fully equipped to handle the weight of public attention. But rest assured, the time is coming when God will reveal you. When that moment comes, no one will be able to deny the power that has been cultivated within you. Until then, your job is not to rush, but to trust. Trust that God knows what He is doing. Trust that He is working in the unseen, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Isolation is not about being abandoned. It is about being set apart for a divine purpose. While others may be running after success, recognition, or worldly achievements, you are being called to something far greater. You are being called to a life that is not defined by external accolades, but by an unwavering alignment with God's will. This alignment, this obedience, is what makes you truly powerful. The world may chase after fame, but you, chosen one, are learning the strength that comes from remaining humble, from staying grounded in your faith, and from trusting in God's timing. Your power does not come from being seen or heard by others. It comes from the deep, abiding connection you have with God, and from your willingness to walk in that connection even when no one else understands. It is this connection that will carry you through the challenges ahead, the times when you feel alone, misunderstood, or even rejected. These are the moments when God is preparing you for something greater. In those moments, He is deepening your spiritual sensitivity, allowing you to hear His voice more clearly, allowing you to discern His will more precisely. The challenges you face are not random. They are shaping you, refining you, and teaching you to walk in obedience. Even when it feels like the path ahead is unclear, it is understanding that your destiny is too great to waste energy on petty conflicts or unimportant battles. You are being prepared to lead with wisdom and grace, not ego or pride. There will be times when others try to provoke you, to drag you into unnecessary arguments, or to question your decisions. But chosen one, you must remember that your power is not in your words. It is in your silence. It is in your ability to remain calm, composed, and unshaken by the noise of the world. When others try to provoke you, when they question your choices or criticize your path, know that it is not about you. It is about them. Your silence will confuse them, for they will not understand how you can stand so firm without responding in kind. Your power will unsettle them, because they will not know how to react to someone who does not need validation, approval, or recognition from anyone but God. This is the power of spiritual authority. It does not need to be seen or heard to be real. It does not need to prove itself to anyone. It simply is. It is grounded in obedience to God, in the quiet strength that comes from walking in alignment with His will. This is the power that will carry you through the trials and tribulations that lie ahead. This is the power that will enable you to fulfill your calling, even when it seems impossible, even when it feels like the world is against you, and when the time comes for your power to be revealed, it will be undeniable. It will not be a power born of human effort or recognition. It will be a power that comes from God alone, a power that has been growing in silence, nurtured by His presence and His purpose. So, chosen one, protect your power. Guard it with silence. Guard it with discernment. Guard it with integrity. The world may not understand your journey, but you must trust that God is working in ways that you cannot yet see. He is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. And when the time is right, when your power is revealed, it will be a testimony to His faithfulness and His divine plan for your life. Until that time comes, walk in peace, walk in faith, and know that your silence is not an absence of power, but the very place where it is being cultivated. Chosen one, as your power grows in silence and your purpose continues to be protected and nurtured, there will come a time when the first signs of its true manifestation begin to appear. These signs, though subtle, will be undeniable to your spirit. While the world may still not see what God is doing within you, you will begin to notice the changes within yourself, changes that can't be explained by anything other than divine influence. The first sign that your power is rising is a shift in your inner world. You will begin to notice a deepening of your spiritual sensitivity, an increased awareness of the unseen forces at work around you. This heightened discernment is not something that you can learn from books or from other people's experiences. It is a gift that God has been cultivating in you, a tool to help you navigate the challenges of your calling with wisdom and clarity. As your spirit becomes more attuned to God's voice, you will find yourself sensing the true intentions of those around you. People will no longer be able to hide their motivations from you. You will feel the difference between someone who speaks from sincerity and someone who speaks from manipulation. This spiritual awareness is not a result of suspicion or paranoia. It is a divine ability to discern what is hidden beneath the surface. You will be able to perceive the truth of a situation before it becomes apparent to others. This heightened intuition will protect you, chosen one. It will guide you away from harmful relationships, false opportunities, and deceitful paths. Where others may be blinded by appearances or fooled by charm, you will see through the facade and recognize the true nature of things. Along with this new spiritual sensitivity comes an unexpected resilience. You will find yourself facing challenges that would have once broken you. Yet you will stand firm. Pain that would have once overwhelmed you will no longer hold the same power over you. Disappointments that once caused you to crumble will now become stepping stones in your journey. This resilience is not born from human strength. It comes from the divine power that is slowly unfolding within you. The more you rely on God's strength, the more you will find yourself able to rise above the trials of life. You will endure what others cannot. And this endurance will become a testimony to the power that is at work within you. This newfound resilience will be evident in your ability to bounce back from setbacks that should have ended you. Where others might be defeated by the smallest of storms, you will rise stronger each time. You may not always understand where this strength comes from, but rest assured, it is the power of God within you, equipping you for the battles ahead. The resilience you gain is not simply about surviving, it is about thriving in the face of adversity. It is about learning to walk through storms with the certainty that God is with you, and that nothing can harm you when you are aligned with His will. Along with this resilience, you will also begin to experience a deepening connection to the divine through your dreams, visions, and subconscious communication with God. As your spirit grows in power, God will begin to speak to you in ways that transcend the physical realm. Dreams will no longer be random or meaningless. They will carry profound messages, instructions, and guidance for your life. These dreams will become a channel through which God imparts wisdom and reveals the next steps in your journey. The more you tune into these dreams, the more you will realize how they align with the path God has set before you. This connection will become a vital part of your spiritual growth, a way for God to communicate with you when the world is silent. As your power rises, you will also begin to notice a growing sense of separation from things that no longer serve your purpose. Relationships that once seemed important may begin to fade, not because of conflict, but because they no longer align with the path you are walking. You will find yourself naturally distancing from environments, conversations, and people that do not resonate with the spirit within you. This is not a rejection of others. It is a divine separation, a way for God to ensure that you are surrounded by influences that will nurture your growth, not hinder it. The separation may feel lonely at times, but it is necessary for your spiritual development. It is in this separation that you will find clarity, focus, and a deeper connection to God's will. This divine separation also brings with it a greater sense of peace. As you move away from distractions and negative influences, you will begin to feel an inner calm that was once absent. The noise of the world will grow quieter, and the clarity of God's voice will become louder. This peace is not just the absence of turmoil, but the presence of divine alignment. You will no longer be swayed by the opinions of others, and you will no longer feel the need to explain yourself to those who cannot understand your journey. Your peace will be a reflection of your trust in God's timing and purpose. It will be a peace that passes all understanding, a peace that will guard your heart and mind as you walk in your divine calling. Along with this peace comes an undeniable shift in your authority. As your power grows, your presence will begin to command respect in ways that you may not have experienced before. People will sense something different about you, something that they cannot explain, but they will not be able to deny. Your silence, your calm, and your unwavering confidence will make an impact that words cannot convey. You will no longer need to prove yourself to anyone, because your authority will speak for itself. Your presence will carry weight, and people will be drawn to you, not because of anything you have done, but because of who you are in God. This is the power of divine authority. It does not need to be shouted from the rooftops. It simply exists, and it commands respect. As your authority grows, you will also begin to experience divine protection in ways that may seem unusual. Opportunities that were not meant for you will begin to fall away before you even have the chance to pursue them. Relationships that would have drained your spirit will end suddenly and without explanation. What seems like loss is actually God's intervention. He is removing distractions, closing doors that would have led you down paths that were never meant for you, and positioning you in places where your divine purpose can be fulfilled. This divine protection will be evident in your life as you begin to see that God is clearing the way for you to walk in your true calling. You will no longer need to fight for opportunities or struggle to make things happen. Instead, you will begin to move with divine ease, trusting that God is opening doors at the right time, in the right way, for your purpose. In these moments of transition, as you move from hidden power to revealed purpose, you will also begin to feel a hunger for truth. Your spiritual appetite will shift, and you will no longer be satisfied with shallow distractions or superficial knowledge. You will crave deeper understanding, greater revelation, and a more intimate connection with God. This hunger will draw you closer to the truth of your calling, and it will push you to seek God more earnestly. You will begin to reject anything that does not align with your divine purpose, and you will find yourself seeking out wisdom, clarity, and understanding in everything you do. This hunger for truth will become a driving force in your life, propelling you forward as you step into the fullness of your calling. As your power continues to grow, chosen one, remember that this growth is not about seeking attention, fame, or worldly success. It is about fulfilling the divine assignment that God has placed on your life. When the time comes for your power to be revealed, it will not be for your glory, but for the glory of God. You are being shaped in the hidden places, growing in silence, so that when the appointed time comes, you will be ready to step into the fullness of your calling. Until then, trust that every moment of solitude, every challenge, and every sign of growth is part of the divine preparation that will equip you for the task ahead. Walk in peace, walk in faith, and know that your power is rising, even in silence. Chosen one, as you reflect on this sacred journey, you may begin to understand the profound truth that has been quietly unfolding within you. The power God placed within your spirit has not been hidden to keep you in darkness, but to prepare you for what is to come. Every season of silence, every moment of isolation, and every hidden victory has been a divine process of protection and maturation. You were not overlooked. You were being shaped for a destiny that no one could see but God. Now, as you stand at the threshold of revelation, know that the time is drawing near for the world to witness what has been quietly growing inside you. But understand this: your revelation is not for your fame or glory. It is not about the applause of the world. It is about the fulfillment of God's purpose in your life. A purpose that will shine a light on His glory through you. God has been refining you in ways that were invisible to others, and it is in the stillness that your spirit has been strengthened. The world may have underestimated you, overlooked your struggles, or failed to see the depth of your calling, but none of that matters. For what God has placed inside you is far greater than any human judgment or recognition. You are not defined by what others see. You are defined by the covenant God has made with your spirit. A covenant that has been carried in silence until now. And when the time is right, when God decides to reveal you to the world, it will be clear that His hand has been upon your life all along. Until that moment of revelation arrives. Chosen one, your role is not to rush or to force others to understand you. Your role is to continue growing, continue trusting, and continue walking in the silence where God is shaping you. Your power is not something to be rushed into the spotlight. It is something to be carried with humility, patience, and grace. The world may not recognize you now, but when the time comes, your power will speak for itself. It will not be because of your own striving, but because God has chosen this moment for His glory to be revealed in and through you. So, as you move forward in this season of hidden growth, embrace it with open arms. Do not see your silence as a burden, but as a blessing. Do not fear the unseen work that God is doing in your life. Trust that He is preparing you for something far beyond your understanding. And when the time comes for you to step into your calling, you will walk in divine authority. For the power that has been growing in you will be matched by the strength of your spirit. Walk in peace, walk in trust, and walk with confidence in the knowledge that your divine purpose is unfolding. Even now, keep your focus on the calling God has placed in your heart, and know that He has been with you every step of the way. As you continue to grow in His power and presence, your destiny will unfold, and the world will see what has been quietly prepared in the silence of your heart. Stay faithful, chosen one, for your time is coming. Keep walking in faith and trust that when the world is ready, God will reveal you in His perfect timing.